We all know what music is, and we know it's part of most videos, but it doesn't usually play the whole way through most of the time. In this video, I want to talk about how and where to find music and demonstrate editing it in your video software. What's appropriate music for your video? Music that doesn't call attention to itself. It's meant to support the story first and foremost. It offers a sense of texture, mood, and location to the visual. Where should music tracks start and end? Well, that's a hard question to answer. It usually starts at the beginning, but your goal is to take out the music at some point without making it obvious to the audience. Best to end the music at either the end of a scene sequence or at the end of the title. You'll feel it if it's not working. When in doubt, take it out. Music is generally copywritten. You can't just use anything you want. You either have to create it yourself or find someone else to create it for you, or find somewhere on the web where music is free to use. A great source for filmmakers is YouTube Music. Musicians often upload their work for free for you to use in your videos. Often the only stipulation is that they ask you to give them credit at the end of your video. That's just totally reasonable. We see it all the time in films that we watch. So for these exercises, I recommend you follow the links in the workbook and download music for your videos. I'm also providing a list of music tracks through the GIL app for you to use and download. Just remember, don't use music that you don't have permission to broadcast. You'll need some kind of documentation to show that the musician has given you the legal right to use the music, such as the general release that we included in the pre-production section of this course. In this video, I want to talk about adding music and adjusting the levels of your sound. We're going to add the music and adjust the levels in the montage that we edited and in our How to Change a Light Bulb. Now, getting the music in can be a little bit tricky. My favorite source is YouTube Free Music. That's where musicians have created music and uploaded it for people to use. And in our GIL folder, with all of the, it'll be accessible somewhere, Media for Students, there'll be a couple of folders, one with a bunch of music of songs under 1 minute, and a bunch of music with songs over 1 minute. These were free pieces of music that I downloaded from YouTube that you can use. Now, I downloaded them to a computer and put them on my iCloud drive so I could bring them in here. And they're available for you to use, but you'll want to find other music as well and save it on your phone so that you could import it into your editing software. How to get it to your phone, how to get it in your software, sometimes that can be a little bit tricky because every system operates a little bit differently. Remember not to use music that you don't have the rights to use. I've got a bunch of these clips here. Let me zip down and find them. And I didn't bring them all in, but I grabbed a couple and I thought, let's try a little bit of experiment. I took something called Angelic Forest. All you do is you take it, and remember, you're going to have multi-layers in your visual, but you also have multiple layers in your audio. And by adding the music, it's going to sound like this. Now, we can do the same thing for the beginning and end, because we'll want to come to the end here. And when we get to the end, we're probably going to want to cut it there, delete that off, because we don't want the video to keep running. We want the music to end with the visual. And we can go in here and add a transition. We zoom in, we've got a 1 second transition. I might say we can make that transition a little bit longer. There we go. We just got to click on the right side. So if I move that in and out, there I've got like a 3-second dissolve as opposed to anything else. Let's hear what it sounds like at the end. Even that's a little quick. Might make that even longer, see what happens. Okay, not bad. If we go back to the beginning here, do I need a transition off the top? Not really. Okay, so the other thing to deal with is the levels of your audio. So we've got two sources of audio. We've got the audio from the location and the audio from the music. And we don't want them to compete with each other. In this case, we want to hear a little bit of that audio, the audio from the location, because that's good sound. But we don't want it to compete with the music, because in this case, the music's going to be a little more up front. So all we need to do is turn down the track for this audio and probably leave this one where it is. Now in LumaFusion, my ability to turn down these tracks is just right here. It's at 0 decibels right now, and I'll probably turn it down to like maybe 18. And I'll leave the music where it is. What I really like about this software is the meter here, and I can see how loud it's going to end up. Ideally, I want the audio to be in this green zone. I don't want it to get up in the yellow, which just runs the risk of distortion, and I don't want it to be in the dark green where it's too dark, too quiet. This is something that people have trouble with figuring out the audio or adjusting the audio. It's very subjective and takes a lot of experience. So let's give it a listen. Okay, that's what we got. Well, what would happen though if we changed out the music? You know, that's kind of nice and meditative, pastoral, but what if we wanted something with a little more energy? I think I had something in here that might change things up a little bit. So let me go and I'll throw it on a different track. So I just want to try between the two, and I'll go and I'll turn down that Angelic Forest music by Doug Maxwell. And I'll add in rather a crawdad stomp. I'm going to turn it down because I have a feeling it's going to be pretty loud. Let's just see how this changes the whole movie. right, I'm going to need to put a transition in there, which I forgot to do. Zoom in here. I'll get it right this second time here. I'll pull that way back. So here it's how it's going to end. Okay, which did you like better? Which worked best for the visual? Did the second one give it more energy, or did it seem to kind of clash with the style and call attention to itself? Whereas the first one, it was slow and kind of pastoral, and which best suited the story? There, we've adjusted the levels and we added some music. Let's go back to changing the light bulb. And let's do the same thing. Let's add a little piece of music up here. Let's add a short jazz piece in here. We'll go and add it at the beginning. Rather than a piece of music that's going to run the whole way through, let's go in and we'll add the same piece of music also to the end. And I have a feeling it's going to be probably a little too much, a little too long, but we might be able to go in and edit a little bit. So obviously it is much too loud, so let's go and turn it way down. So in the previous montage, there wasn't any dialogue to compete with. What matters the most in most videos is that the dialogue comes first and we can hear it well, and that the levels are good. So let's go through, take a look at these levels.
I'm going to show you how to change the light bulb.
Those levels look good.
First, unplug the cord from the wall so the electricity isn't getting to the light. Second, unscrew the bulb that isn't working.
Okay, so I've got lots of things here to deal with. I've got both the dialogue and the sound effects from unscrewing the light bulb and the music. So when we're adjusting the levels, first thing we want to do is make sure that the dialogue levels are good. So let's go down and turn off those. Let's go and turn off the other sounds so we can just hear the dialogue.
Hi, my name's Murray. I'm going to show you how to change a light bulb.
We're up into that nice green zone.
First, unplug the cord from the wall so the electricity isn't getting to the light. Second, unscrew the bulb that isn't working and screw in a new one. Next, plug the cord back into the outlet. Finally, turn the light on. Next time you have a light that isn't working, remember this video. Always be safe around electricity. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so it might be a little loud, so let's go and bring it down a little bit. We're up into the yellow somewhat, but I want to stay at least
Next,
up into the upper
plug
green.
the cord back into the outlet.
Okay, there, I think that's okay. So then the next thing we want to do is add in the music so that the music is kind of the second tier. Dialogue is most important, has to be clear. The music has to add to the emotion as best as possible in a level. And then finally we'll go in and add in the sound effects and ambience from your location. So this music is going to be really loud, but let's bring it down. I'm going to guess maybe somewhere in here.
Hi, my name's Murray. I'm going to show you how to change a light bulb. First, unplug the cord.
Okay, it's a little bit loud, especially in that wide shot. So I'm going to bring it down quite a bit. And I'm also going to go, I can edit this music a little bit and add a transition here so that it fades out quite a lot. Okay, let's try that.
Hi, my name's Murray. I'm going to show you how to change a light bulb. First, unplug the cord.
Still cuts out awfully quick. So let's go and maybe we'll try shortening it a little bit, and it's still a little bit loud. Music doesn't have to be that loud.
Hi, my name's Murray. I'm going to show you how to change a light bulb. First, unplug the cord from the wall so the electricity isn't getting to the light. Second, unscrew the bulb that isn't working and screw in a new one. Next,
Okay, let's go to the end of music here. It's going to play the same thing over.
next time you have a light that isn't working, remember this video. Always be safe around electricity. Thanks for watching.
I'll add some transitions here. Oops. That's way too long. It's remembering from the previous one, but that's okay. Take it up to the end. Okay. Now the other thing to do is come back here and adjust the levels of the background sound. So I probably don't want to bring it up to the dialogue level, and it can be louder than the music, so I'll try it right about there.
First, unplug the cord from the wall so the electricity isn't getting to the light. Second, unscrew the bulb that isn't working and screw in a new one. Next, plug the cord back into the outlet. Finally, turn the light on. Next time you have a light that isn't working.
There you go. That works quite well, and the music comes in good there at the end when it comes back to that visual. Remember I talked about earlier at some point that the real challenge is trying to figure out when the music starts and when it ends. In this case, having music start and end with visuals can be helpful, especially when you're changing perspective. Okay, so let's take a look at the whole thing.
Hi, my name's Murray. I'm going to show you how to change a light bulb. First, unplug the cord from the wall so the electricity isn't getting to the light. Second, unscrew the bulb that isn't working and screw in a new one. Next, plug the cord back into the outlet. Finally, turn the light on. Next time you have a light that isn't working, remember this video. Always be safe around electricity. Thanks for watching.
That was our final step in finishing the sound after we finished the pictures. And in the sound we added some transitions, we added music, and we adjusted the levels. So the final thing we have to do is export these films out. Now it's your turn to find some music and add it to your video. There is one deeper and more creative layer to adding music. There's a lot of music creation software available for mobile devices. Software like GarageBand and ThumbJam let you make your own music. They can be great alternatives, especially for those who have some kind of musical background.